nobody tells you what actually we go through when we move to a different country altogether. For us, moving to Ireland meant starting over, figuring things out from the scratch, building a new routine. So here's our story. Hi everyone, how are you all doing? So in this video, we're gonna talk about our initial 30 days of moving to Ireland. We literally landed here with 4 suitcases, two to each, and there were lots of surprises, lots of excitement, lots of nervousness for sure.
We also received a lot of DMs from you guys asking us about our journey. So we thought, why not make a video on that?
Yeah, exactly. We thought just to give you a gist of what we did, how we felt, what were the challenges that we faced, how we navigated through grocery stores, how we navigated through public transports, and how was Irish weather like. We are still adjusting to it, by the way. So back in India, we had over 10 years of corporate work experience each, and we had a very settled, comfortable life, I must say that. And everything was predictable, but it was getting monotonous at a certain point, and we literally quit our jobs to pursue our masters. And everybody was in shock, by the way. Like, we had recently got married, and then we quit our jobs immediately after 1 year. And our families went in shock. They were like, what happened? And itni jaldi kyun job chhod di, and aisa bhi kya ho gaya? But nobody would understand because nobody was in our shoes. It was getting monotonous, literally monotonous, because 10 years, that's a long time. And then finally, April 22nd, 2023, we landed in Dublin at 8:30 p.m.
It was very quick actually, from the day we left our jobs to the day we landed here, because there were a lot of things that we had to figure out in between. We had to figure out the process for our college, and then we had to figure out our visa process, and we were contacted by a consultancy and they were handling our visa process. We had to go there literally every day, sort out our documentation. It was a huge challenge, but we went through it pretty quickly. The day came in when we had our visa appointments. We were like, okay, we are done with everything. Now all we have to do is wait for our visas and then book our flights to Dublin. Initially, we had decided that we will come in very early. So our college was starting around
April
mid-April.
24th.
Yeah, 24th April. So we thought we'll come in early April because we got our visas pretty quickly. Within 15 working days, we got our visas. And we thought if we go in early, then we have to spend a lot on accommodation. We won't be doing anything. So we thought, okay, we'll go closer to the date of our college start date. So that's why we landed in Dublin on
And also
the
because we did
22nd.
not have a job. We
Yeah.
had already quit our jobs and we had to figure out the financial aspect of it as well. We
Yeah.
decided on coming to Ireland closer to our college start date so that we can just come in and join the college and start looking out for part-times. And because back in India, there is no culture for part-time and stuff like that. So everything was going to be new to us. We were mentally prepared of it.
As soon as we came here, because it was 8:30 p.m., airport is actually quite far from where we had to stay. So that's why we immediately took a taxi and went straight to our temporary accommodation.
And by the way, we had already booked our accommodation back in India for 1 month, for 30 days. It was really difficult to figure out which area to book the accommodation in, what area would be the best here. Because I don't think हमने इतना भी सोचा, because you're not aware of a new place, a new country. You would think, हाँ सब ठीक ही होगा. But after coming here, like after moving to any city, any country, you realize कि अच्छा ये area is not a best area to live in, or ये area is the perfect area for us, but then we cannot afford it. Things like that. But we were lucky enough to book a place in Ranelagh. Like whoever lives here would understand. It's mainly one of the poshest area in Dublin, we can say that. So we were lucky enough to find a place in Ranelagh. They were a non-Indian couple, by the way, who were planning to rent a place because they were like going to their hometown for a short period of time. So they were looking for people to rent out the place, and we were lucky enough to get that accommodation. It was a one-bed house with a backyard. It was a pretty place.
The main challenge of finding an accommodation when you're coming or when you're moving abroad, you don't know the place. If you know somebody who's living there, like your friends or some family member, they can at least help you in finding an accommodation or at least suggest you which area to find an accommodation, which areas are nice, which areas are okay, which areas have better public transport or better connectivity. to where you have to travel frequently. We did not know anybody here, so it was very challenging for us to find out a place, figure out which area to live in. So we were just Googling everything, finding out different areas. But we were lucky enough to get one of the best areas in Dublin, at least initially. So in that sense, we were pretty sorted. It was very close to our college. It was like walking distance from the college, and there were a lot of public transport options available, and the area was extremely nice. The
Yeah,
house was small, but it was very nice as well.
it was amazing. Now we can understand it was small, but it was the best house I could ever get.
Yeah, especially in that area. I mean,
Mhm.
even today, we can't afford to rent a house in that area.
Exactly.
It's that expensive. So yeah, that was it. After taking the cab, I mean, we reached our accommodation around 10 p.m.
10 p.m. It
Yeah,
was getting darker by that time, but it wasn't
yeah,
that dark like it's in
yeah.
India. We were literally surprised to see there
Hmm.
was still light in the sky. So that was new to us. And then we took a taxi and then we headed straight to our accommodation. And since we were so tired already, we just crashed. But before that, we still tried to figure out how the heating works
Hmm.
because it was so cold for us,
Yeah.
even though it was April, but we were still feeling so damn cold that we immediately started figuring out how would the heater work here, how to
Hmm.
turn it on especially.
Very different from India because here in especially in Ireland and UK there are a lot of gas heaters.
Hmm.
There are electric heaters as well, but most of the houses are equipped with the gas heaters or steam heaters. I mean, they work with, so there's a boiler in the house which produces steam when the water heats up, and that
Hmm.
steam is sent to the heaters. And so it's a very different process than electric heaters, and there are different zones, and you can set temperatures based on when you're inside the house. You can
Hmm.
set timings, you can set when you're going on a holiday, you can set it to turn off. So there's a lot of things very different from India. It took us a lot of time to figure out that thing, but yeah, we managed to turn on the heater since it was late and we were very tired after a
Hmm.
long 14-hour flight.
Huh.
We just immediately crashed and
We
woke
thought
up.
we'll see what tomorrow brings us.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
just slept through the night. Then we
yeah. I
woke
mean,
up.
by the way, we came on a Saturday night, and then we had Sunday, and then from Monday onwards, our college was starting
Yeah,
as well. So we
right.
only had like one day to figure out basic things.
Then we woke up the next morning, literally clueless what to do, what to eat. We were really hungry as well.
Hmm.
Luckily, there was this Tesco in Ranela where we were staying. We literally went out in our slippers. That was a huge mistake because we are used to doing such things back in India, but in Ireland, in a country where the weather is freezing cold,
Hmm.
you really need your shoes even early in the morning. And we were like, oh my god, I really want to go back home and wear my shoes.
Hmm.
But we were also hungry, so we just went to Tesco. We bought something. Initially, we did not understand what to buy. Like, what are we supposed to eat apart from eggs? And because we are not used to certain breakfast that we
Hmm.
have here. Back in India, poha bana lete hain.
I
And
mean, at least initially, yeah.
initially, of course,
Because
initially.
obviously, in the local grocery stores, you're not going to get poha or vermicelli or things like that. So, we had to figure out what we could find out and make the most out of it. But yeah, one thing I would highly recommend for anybody who's moving abroad, especially to any European country, before you come here, you must have a very nice and comfortable pair of trainers.
Shoes. Exactly. That's true.
That's one of the most important thing, because Europe may you have to walk everywhere. You can't get public transport. If you have to go from point A to point B, you'll have to walk from point A to point A point one something something. I mean, you have to walk for a certain distance and then get your public transport and then reach that place and then walk for a certain distance again to reach your destination. So that's how it works, especially in Europe. Long walks, be prepared. I mean, one
Yeah,
kilometer, 2 kilometer walk is considered very short. Just one
exactly.
example, I mean, people don't measure distance like,
With
yeah,
kilometers.
with kilometers. If
Hmm.
you ask somebody, okay, I have to go from point A to point B, how far it is, and they will say, oh, it's just 15 minutes walk.
Yeah.
They won't say it's 1.5 kilometers or 2 kilometers. They'll
Hmm.
measure distance in time rather than in kilometers. So that's one
Exactly.
of the most important things, and a learning as well.
Was there a rainbow next morning? I think
I
there was a rainbow.
Yeah,
There was a
maybe.
clear rainbow next morning. We were like, "इतनी जल्दी अभी तो हम आए हैं."
Hmm.
Because Ireland is a country where you see the maximum rainbows. I think I've
Yeah,
read it
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
We
And
could
it
see
was
in the
visible from
backyard.
our backyard, yeah.
So that was the first view of our first day in a different country. But like it was really difficult to figure out how the gas works, how the stove system works, how to turn it on. हमें सब कुछ figure out करना था कि घर में जो जो चीजें हैं वो भी कैसे work करती हैं. It's not a normal house. It's a house with multiple appliances that you need to understand and learn how they actually work. So eventually, we figured that out. We cooked our breakfast. We thought we'd try to sit outside and have our breakfast, but it was so freezing cold that we had to come back inside again. So यहाँ पे by the way balcony and all का system नहीं है. आज की डेट में होने लगा है because they are building new apartments and all. But the European architecture usually doesn't have balconies and all. Backyard भी होते हैं, but you cannot go outside all the time.
Open spaces are very less in European houses because especially in Ireland it's very windy most of the times and it is raining most of the times as well. So in our current apartment as well we have a big balcony, but you can't stand outside for more than 1 or 2 minutes or otherwise it is raining. So
I think this summer was the first summer in 3 years that we could use our balconies outside because it was really hot this year. But previous to previous year, you cannot even think of going outside, standing in the balcony. Then we spent couple of hours inside the house. We figured out everything, not everything I'd say, but we figured out most of the things. We spent our time in the home and then eventually we went out. We thought we'll take a walk to our college and just get the look and feel of the city.
Yeah, it was very beautiful because we first of all we were not used to walking so much. So initially whenever we used to walk, like I was getting very tired, not tired I would say, I mean because my legs were not used to
We were
walking
not
so
used
much.
to of walking that
So
much.
yeah, I used to get like sprain in my leg and it got better as and when we started walking more and more because we had to walk every day. So we also figured out how the public transport works and we had to figure out a lot of things like how we are going to commute to our college, what are we going to eat every day for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. So we had to figure out all of that. So that's why we just went out to first of all see the city because we hadn't seen the city at all because it was dark when we landed. Just went out, took a walk towards our college. It was around 1.5 kilometers. So we went there. We were really happy and we were like, okay.
Really happy with the location of the college because there
Yeah.
were so many cafes and
Yeah.
coffee shops just outside the college. We were like, thank God we have it here. Whenever we are tired or anything, we can at least buy something if you're not cooking anything.
So I mean, initial few days we had to rely on food from outside or pre-prepared meals or ready-to-eat food because we had to first of all figure out what all we can prepare, what all we can cook. Because for that we had to visit the local grocery stores and see what all things are we getting here and what all things we can make use of. So that was our first day actually after landing.
I'd also like to add, at least we are not somebody who heavily relies on Indian food. It came pretty easy to us to not have Indian food all the time and then like we can eat anything. It's not like we are restricted to certain food items only. The easiest point while figuring out what to eat, what not to eat, I'd say.
That was one of the things and that was our first day. Spent our time figuring out things inside the house and outside the house as well. The weather was very nice. Air is like so pure. I mean the AQI here is normally 1 or 2 or 3. That's
and we
the
were coming
AQI.
from Delhi.
Yeah.
So we're not used to such clean, pure air. But
So-
then here the AQI was literally 1. Oh my god, we were so surprised to see that.
From the next day onwards, we had to start preparing for our college as well because from Monday we had to join our college. So they sent us an invitation for the induction. They sent us login details for our college IDs and password. There were multiple portals that we had to register to. A lot of things that we
By
had
the
to
way,
do in
people
terms of
would really
college.
love to know that we were in the same college. We got the same college. We got the
Yeah.
same course. We chose different electives for
Yeah.
each semester. That was it. Just one class separate. Otherwise, if we got the same college and we got the same course.
Yeah, so that I mean, so we had done our graduation from India and we were in the same college
College
and
as well.
same course as well. And for our masters also, we did the same thing. So yeah, next day we figured out we had to complete a lot of formalities for the college, create our account, see the curriculum. From first day onwards, college started focusing on projects rather than theoretical or
Hmm.
bookish knowledge. We had 5 subjects and all of them had assignments in
Hmm.
every semester. So every time we were working on some or the other assignment, there was no free time at all. So I mean, the day came in when we had to join our college. We went to our college, attended our first lecture, made some friends in the college as well,
Hmm.
and then I mean, that's when our journey started for Ireland because we were very quick. We did not get much time to visit places
Of course,
or,
because we literally came 2 days prior to our college
yeah,
starting date. And also, just to add, we had already decided on, getting to know people ourselves. We were not waiting for somebody to approach us. Our approach was to go to college, meet everybody. We literally went to each one of them to say hi, and we were trying to
hmm,
be, friendly. We had already
yeah.
prepared in our heads, and we were lucky enough to find some friends in college on our first day
Yeah,
itself.
there was a huge group that was created, and they were nice days actually.
They were nice days. It was
Yeah.
fun 1 year of college, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah, fun 1 year of college. Yeah, I would say that. So yeah, that's how the first day began, and then there was a lot of paperwork as well that we had to do. Yeah, post move documentation, I would say. So a lot of things because when you come to Ireland specifically, the courses are 1 year. So we were
Hmm.
expecting that we would get our student visa for 1 year, which doesn't happen. They give
Yeah.
you initially for 3 months. When you land here, you have to get it
Get it
extended
renewed.
for the entire duration of the course. So we had to figure out that as well because there are processes that are online here, but for every online process also you have to visit the embassy or the required office to complete that application.
Okay, so now we had to look out for our visas since you know by now that we only got it for 3 months. So we had to look out for the extension of our visa.
Hmm.
Then we had to look out for the part time jobs, which was a really new concept for us. And then we also had to look out for our student travel card, like how to use public transports and all. So we had to look out for that. And we also had to look out for a permanent accommodation as well because, like, we got it for 30 days initially,
Hmm.
but honestly we were taking it so lightly because our expectations were here that we'll get the accommodation because we got it from India. Why will we
Yeah.
not get it from here?
When we actually came here, we heard a lot of like we read in a lot of places that finding an accommodation is really difficult, but we took
Hmm.
it lightly. We thought that
It's the easiest thing to do here.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
we
know
thought
why.
it won't be that difficult. It might be difficult for somebody who's a little choosy or picky on accommodation. It actually kicked us when we started looking for accommodation for ourselves, and that's when we figured out that I mean whatever we read was actually true.
So we started everything simultaneously. Started looking out for part-time jobs, even though we did not have our PPSN card yet. PPSN is basically a personal public service number
Hmm.
that you need to have before applying for any jobs. If anybody's watching from India, just an information
It's
for
like
them.
it's like PAN card, similar to PAN card in India. If you want to apply for any document, you need to have an address proof. So the first thing was to get our bank accounts open
Mm.
so that we could get
The address
an
proof.
address proof. We got a lot of letters. We had a portal for our college wherein we had like pre-approved letters for basic things like applying for a bank account or applying for
Mm.
visa or applying for PPS number. So they had created like templates. We could download those templates and use it as like a reference letter
That's
from our
basically a college
college.
reference
Yeah,
letter
college
for
reference letters for
everything.
everything. We use those letters to first of all open our bank account. By the way, opening a bank account is very easy. You don't have to go to the bank physically. There's an app that you can download for the bank, and then it guides you how to open the account. And then for verification, they get you on a video call, and then
Hmm.
you can show your documents on the video call, and they take a picture of you with the document. That's all just to open the bank account. It takes some time because they verify your address as well. You have to
Hmm.
give them your current address.
Hmm.
And since it was our temporary accommodation, we gave our address. We had no other choice. But yeah, later it became a little difficult to get our documents because they would send everything to
Hmm. To
to
the
that
to that
to that
address.
address. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I mean, yeah, we used those reference letters from our college to open our bank accounts. Once we had our bank account, we got an address proof so that we could use that to apply for an extension of the visa and also to apply for the PPS number.
PPS number.
Hmm.
Since we were applying for the part-time jobs already, I don't know if anybody has heard of Primark because it's not in India.
Hmm.
But Primark is a huge retail company, e-commerce company, I'd say,
Yeah.
which runs under the name of Pennies here. There was a new store opening for Pennies. We
Hmm.
both had applied for the same store to get the part-time job. That was our first experience.
Yeah.
And he got the job. We applied for
Yeah.
the same job together. Want to tell your
So
experience?
it was I mean, I would say I was lucky in that sense because it was a new store. They wanted a lot of people.
Hmm.
So when I applied, I think within 2 or 3 days I got a call for the interview. Immediately after that I got the job. Like, I had never worked in retail in my life. It was a nice experience, and I highly recommend everybody to have that experience because it teaches you a
Exactly.
lot of things. You get to know about a lot of things. You meet new people. You make connections on these jobs because not just you, everybody you find working with you is either a college student or a school student. So you get to learn a lot of things from
Exactly.
everybody around you when you're working in a part-time job.
And I feel it's really a nice thing for, because there are people, there are kids literally who are maybe under 18 as well. They are working part-time jobs here. When we used to finish at 10 p.m., they had to finish at 9:45 p.m. because they cannot touch 10 in the
Hmm.
clock. So literally, there are kids who are working part-time jobs, and it feels really nice to see that people with such a young age, they are earning their own money. They are being
Hmm.
responsible towards themselves because we did not get to experience any such thing back in India because
Yeah.
we did not have that culture. Like, we do not have that culture still in India. So it was really new for us and very exciting as well. And then he got the job. I was still looking for the jobs. I think I got my first job after 3 months.
So alongside our job and college, we love traveling and exploring places. So that's why we were really excited to
Mhm.
explore places here in Ireland and around Dublin as well. And for that, we had to figure out public transport, which was very exciting because here in UK and Ireland, normal city buses are double decker. And it was really cool to see, and it was a nice experience
And the
getting into
trams, the
buses.
Lewis.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have trams here as well, which is called Lewis. It was very exciting for us to travel in trams, in buses, because in India we are used to traveling with our own car or with
Exactly.
taxis.
We were
I
not
mean,
used to walking at all.
and you're not used to using public transport as well in India much,
Apart from the
especially buses.
taxis,
Because you're college students, you can't work a lot. You were only
hmm,
allowed to work 20 hours
20
per
hours.
week, and the employer knows that, so they give you shifts accordingly, 3 or 4 days per week and 4 or 5 hours per day. And we were also in our college, we used to have a lot of there was a student union in our college, and they used to
Hmm.
organize trips from our college, take us to multiple places for a hike, for a short walk, to a beach location.
It was really nice to meet new people, even though the students were from our same college, our same
Hmm.
class.
Yeah.
So we used to join those group tours and go outside.
Hmm.
The first place we went to was Killiney Hill.
Yeah,
I remember.
it was a very nice hike. And
Hmm.
after that hike, they took us to cliff jumping place where you could do a short cliff jump, swim in the icy cold water, and enjoy. I mean, it was a completely different experience. On the side, there was another thing going on because initially we did not think that finding a house for ourselves would be that difficult. We were
Hmm.
underestimating the fact that it was difficult to find an accommodation in Dublin. So initially we thought, okay, yeah, we still have 1 month to figure out our accommodation.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll
And
see what happens. When we started looking for accommodation, we immediately realized that it is not at all easy to find accommodation. And we started regretting the fact that we did not start looking for accommodation from our first day onwards. And we wasted like 15, 20
literally, it
days.
was really difficult to get even a viewing. Even if we get the viewing for the apartment, there were like hundreds of applicants already
Yeah.
waiting to view the apartment.
Hmm.
And then whoever pays the deposit first gets the apartment.
Yeah, the apartments which we were finding nice were out of our budget as well. So that was another thing. We were literally like what we would do after our tenure ends for the current apartment,
But the
and where
fun
we would
fact
go.
is we weren't stressing over it because
Yeah,
we weren't aware of how difficult the situation can get.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we were taking it very lightly till the second last day of our
yeah.
exit from the current
I mean, by
apartment.
the way, yeah, we did not find an apartment like till the second
until
last day. Until
until
the
the second
second
last
last
day.
day, yeah, we were not stressed at all about that. We were just enjoying life, doing the things which we like to do. So that's what we were doing.
And they say God's plan. We got the apartment just a day before our
Yeah,
current accommodation was about
yeah.
to expire.
I mean, 2 days before, we found a post on Facebook for an apartment, and they were renting a room. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. They were renting a room. Somebody had moved out, so they were finding another person to move in. They were a couple as well.
They were finding a couple, I'd say. They were
Yeah,
finding a couple or
two females.
two females, something like that.
We applied for it. Those guys contacted us, invited us over for the viewing, and the next day we went for the viewing. The apartment was really nice, but it was a little far away from where we were living. We were literally in the city center, like walking distance from the college, but this apartment was like more closer to the airport, which was kind of on the farther side. Yeah, we went, we liked the apartment, and obviously we did not have much choice. So we had to move out anyway, and then at least we would get some time to figure out. Now we know that okay, how difficult it is to find an apartment, and we will at least buy us some time moving into this apartment and then figure out later about a private apartment for us. There were a lot more things that happened during those 30 days, but yeah, that was just the gist of it. Lot of ups and downs, lot of things to figure out, lot of parties, lot of good moments.
The positives are we made new friends.
Yeah,
We used to hang out so much. Those were the good old days.
yeah,
And we had a beautiful apartment to ourselves for 30 days. We were enjoying the city already because it's such a beautiful weather here, even though it's raining all the time and it's really windy. But we were really new to this place and we were liking each and every bit of this place. We were enjoying the markets, we were exploring the markets, we were seeing the things that we have not seen back in India. Like there are literally casinos here in the city center.
Yeah.
We do not have casinos back in India on land, I'd say.
yeah.
They were really new and exciting things for us to see, and that's how we spent our initial 30 days here.
The journey after this was so long. I mean, there are a lot of things that we did after that. I explored all around the city. There are some mountains and beaches, and we did a lot of traveling
Inside and outside Ireland. Both.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, these were the initial 30 days. This was our experience of what we felt. A lot of things to figure out. It was a jam-packed first month. We did not have even 1 second to even watch TV or any movies or anything. So you're just running here and there, but we were liking it as well. There was no challenge at all. Everything is so easy to do. I mean, you just have to follow the rules. You apply for it, you visit the place for your appointment, you get your things done. So
it's not really like you have to make multiple visits to the same office for the same work.
So that's how we spent our 30 days, our first 30 days in Dublin. We hope you liked the video. If you liked it, please do like, share, and subscribe. Share this video with somebody who is planning to move to Ireland or any other country around the world, because we believe that the initial experience is same whichever country you go to. So definitely share the video with somebody who's looking to move outside India. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll keep on emphasizing it because this motivates us to create more such videos. And if you like these kinds of videos, please do comment down and let us know what next would you like us to.
If you want to know anything more about our journey, like what we did post 30 days or whatever, just comment down below and let us know and we'll reply you.
We'll definitely try to answer all your queries. Any information about anything related to Ireland or moving abroad, we'll try to help you as much as possible.
See you guys in the next one. Till then, bye everybody.
Bye everyone.
Take care.